So I've been making content on this channel for 1 year now, and I just hit 500 subscribers. And I know it is a very small number as compared to so many other creators, but it really means a lot to me for somebody who has been conscious of the way he spoke throughout his life. And at the time of this recording, I have 36 videos on this channel, and it really means a lot, especially to me, to be able to get to this landmark. And it sort of has been a journey of continuous learning, showing up, and consistency all throughout. So in this video, I want to share 4 lessons that have genuinely changed my life from the time I've started doing this YouTube thing. So if you're a creator or somebody who's trying to build a personal brand, or even if you're somebody who's working a 9 to 5 professional job, or if you're somebody who's trying to build a business, I think all of these lessons will be helpful to you. So let's get into it. Just one small plug: if you're meeting for the first time, I'm Anudeep and I'm a software engineer by the day, and I make YouTube videos on this channel in my free time on topics relating to tech, entrepreneurship, and self-improvement. So if any of these things sound interesting, please consider subscribing. Enough of the plug. Let's get started. One of the biggest mental blocks that we all face while starting something new is this "oh, I'm too late" syndrome. And we feel that the best times have already passed and the best opportunities have already gone by. And I also used to think, man, it would be so great if I started YouTube in 2015, because I'd be so big by now and all these things, and now YouTube game has changed and it has become more competitive and stuff. But you know what? People used to say these things even in 2015, even in 2018, and they are saying it in 2025 also. And the truth is, surely things will always keep on getting more difficult and more competitive to crack, and there is always a train to board. But what you have to understand is that you have to get onto the train that is right in front of you. So there's a famous quote that I'm reminded of, and that is that the best time to plant a tree was 100 years ago, but the second best time is right now. And think about any field you like, maybe coding, investing, social media. People always and always say, if only I had started then. And they fall into this regret loop and this loop of never getting started. But almost all the successful people that I have read about, they say that they started somewhere, and maybe not at the best of times, maybe not at the best of places, but this getting started syndrome, taking action syndrome is so important. I've seen brand new YouTubers explode in a couple of years just because they put in consistent work, and I've seen people who didn't know how to code land FANG jobs in just 6 months, 10 months, although that is becoming difficult now with the advent of AI, but still, taking action is so underrated, and the ones who do actually succeed. So if you're starting a YouTube channel, if you're switching jobs, switching careers, starting a new career, anything, whatever it is that you're doing, just taking the first step, just taking action is so important. And this is the second biggest lesson that people learn, including me, and that is about consistency. When I started YouTube, I told myself that, I'd post every single week. And I did, until I did not, because life got in the way, work got busier, I had some personal stuff. Then I came back again, and it sort of felt like a fresh start, and I've documented all of that in my previous videos. But that is when I realized that success in any field actually is not about, running the fastest, but about running the longest. So thinking in terms of marathons and not sprints can be a huge advantage. And I think Ankur Warigu, who I think many of you may be aware of, talks about this concept of last man standing, and I really resonate with that. For example, think of a marathon. If you sprint for the first few miles and don't pace yourself, you'll just burn out. But if you pace yourself, take proper breaks, and keep on going the longest, you will surely complete the marathon and even win it. Who knows? I even felt this when I was applying for my first full-time job, and I would apply for a few jobs, I would not see any interview calls or any results, and I would just give up. It was only after I made it a daily practice, sort of a ritual of showing up every day and practicing coding every day, reaching out to people, applying to multiple jobs every single day, that is when these calls started to come in, and that's how I landed my first full-time job. So consistency really matters, and the best way to ensure consistency is to genuinely enjoy your craft. And while discipline and pushing and forcing can be like very important factors in the short run, you can't rely on them for long-term success, because surely even when you enjoy your work, there are some instances of tasks which you don't enjoy. There are things that you have to do, those are mundane, repetitive tasks. But as a whole, you should be enjoying what you do, because if you're just forcing every single day, you're gonna get burnt out. Trust me, I've been there. And that's why I think it is very important to choose the correct thing to do and then work the hardest rather than the other way around. So yeah, remember, the people who stay in the race the longest are the ones who reach the finish line, and you stay in the race the longest when you find joy in the process also, rather than just the outcomes. I actually made a video on this topic called the spotlight effect, where we think that everybody is judging every move of ours, but they actually are not. Most people are just too busy living their own lives, worried by their own insecurities and not just giving a damn about you. For example, it hit me hard when I would, spend so many hours perfecting each and every aspect of a video. I would spend hours, scripting, filming, and then, perfecting the thumbnail and all that stuff. And then that video would absolutely tank. I would go bonkers and I would be so devastated. But then there were instances where I would just, create a rough outline, speak from the heart, and those videos performed better. And that is when I realized that I'm standing on a stage, blinded by spotlights, thinking that I'm performing in front of a full packed audience. But when the lights came on, I realized that the theater was not that full. Sure, there were some people, some friends, some family members, but apart from that, people were not scrutinizing every word and move of mine. And as I mentioned, I used to hesitate so much before posting, over perfecting every bit of my process. But the truth is, most people are just too caught up in their own lives to just give a damn. They might notice for a while, but they will move on. And so, all of this should not stop you from doing what you truly want to do. So even if you don't create content, if you want to choose a new career path, if you want to switch jobs, if you want to start a new job, if you want to start learning something new, learning to code, learning to paint, anything, any of these external factors which come in the form of, oh, what will people think? Oh, people will laugh at me if I do this or that. I think these are useless thoughts, and the sooner you get rid of them, the better it is for you. So yeah, if the fear of judgment is holding you back, I really want you to know that the spotlight is not as bright. In fact, the spotlight doesn't even exist. Just do your thing and move forward. And in most situations, only two types of people are paying attention to you: the ones who genuinely support you, and the other ones who don't, but will forget about you in 5 minutes. And finally, I want to talk about goal setting, because this term can cause a lot of stress and anxiety, but I want to approach it with a sense of clarity and calm, and that is by focusing on the things that I can control. I have talked about it in the past, the Stoics talk about it, the Hindus talk about it. It's called internal locus of control, and that is basically just doing the thing that you can control and leaving the rest. Because when you're doing something, it is very easy to get caught up in these external factors. In the case of YouTube, it can be the number of likes and subscribers and these views and stuff. If you're working a 9-to-5 job, it can mean a paid position, a promotion, your salary and all that stuff. And sure, money is important, but we can really get too caught up in these external things. These things that I just talked about, I think all of these are just a byproduct of something deeper, and this actually correlates to the previous point of, working on the thing that you enjoy the most, because only then you will be able to not worry about the outcome and enjoy the process. So now I think of YouTube like a garden, wherein I can't control how many fruits a particular tree will bear or how tall it will be, but I can surely control how much water I give, ensure that they get proper sunlight, just pull out the weeds. In real terms, I can't control how many people subscribe to my channel, how many people watch my channel, for how much duration they watch the video, but I can actually control the work that I put in, honing my craft, improving my skills, and just show up consistently. Those are things that nobody can take away from me, and I can be actually proud of these things. And this is actually true for all of you who are doing whatever you are right now. The actual work that you are doing, nobody can take that from you. Stop expecting external results. And this mindset is something that I have benefited from in the past as well, when I was studying in my bachelor's, when I was doing my master's, my projects, when I was doing lead coding, preparing for interviews, when I was learning to code, when I'm actually in my day job stuck at a complex problem. This mindset of just focusing on the problem and stop worrying about the end result is something that has actually done wonders for me. It can seem a bit difficult. Maybe I can make a separate video to explain all of this and how I approach this. So please comment down below if you want to see that. But yeah, thinking in terms of inputs rather than outputs has been immensely helpful. So yeah, at this point of the time in my journey, I'm not concerned about when I'm gonna hit 1,000 subscribers or 5,000 or whatever. Maybe I won't continue to make videos by that time. But what I'm worried about is how fast I can get to 50 videos, 100 videos, or any other milestone that I can control myself, not something that is not in my control. So yeah, if you are somebody who is afraid to start something new and keeps on hesitating, my advice would be very simple. Just get started. Just take the first action. This bias towards action will make you irreplaceable, will make you a superstar in whatever that you want to do. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please hit like and subscribe. It helps the channel out. And please leave in the comments down below what it is that you want to get started on and what blockers you're facing. I read every comment and I try to answer as much as I can. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.